Thanks for joining us here on Arc Salt Lake. I'm Brian Cheney. It is Friday, August 8th. We normally do it on Wednesdays, but tonight we're going in depth on Utah's missing. Today I spoke with Rich County Sheriff Dale Stacey on the work being done in the case involving Kylie Arellano, the challenges and the hope. They say the first 24 or 48 hours are crucial in missing persons cases, regardless of the circumstances. But now we're looking at 70-plus days where 15-year-old Kylie Arellano hasn't been seen or heard from, last spotted in Garden City, Utah, which is in Rich County. Many sightings reported, none of them confirmed to be Kylie. Some of those sightings from Salt Lake City, others from across the country. So where is Kylie Arellano? I spoke with Rich County Sheriff Dale Stacey to learn more about the investigation.
Can you just walk me through kind of the steps you guys have taken or the work that you've put into this case? Because if I understand correct, you've done a lot to try to figure out where she went and who she's with and all those things.
Yeah, we have. The first time this was reported, her mother called me directly. I immediately sent a deputy over there. He went over and got whatever information she had at that time. We've had a few sightings, alleged sightings, and we've followed up on every one of those. Even I believe one was even supposedly in, I think it was Alabama or Georgia. I know that he contacted the law enforcement out there. We got pictures. We all looked at the pictures. We all know Kylie. I've dealt with her a few times and I consider her a friend. And we looked at them, didn't think it was her, but took it to her mother, who also confirmed that it wasn't her. We had an alleged sighting on the tracks lines in Salt Lake, got pictures from law enforcement down there. It was not her. Verified that with her mother as well. Anybody can say anything on the internet, I guess. One of those things was that we made them wait 24 hours before we did anything. That was not true. We immediately started looking for Kylie. There was also a post put out there that said that I said we were too busy because of the tourists and we weren't going to expend any resources on this case. That is absolutely not true. I never said that. I never would say that with a missing girl.
Do you classify this as a runaway still, Sheriff, or is there been other evidence that has led you to believe that maybe there was I know trafficking is a very delicate situation, but is that something that you're looking into, or like how have you classified it this far out now that we are 70 days since she's been last seen?
Well, I have some concerns. I believe that it started as a runaway, but I know it's been a long time and a lot of things can happen in that time frame. And we're trying to follow what the evidence tells us. So as far as classification, I haven't really, for lack of a better term, I haven't really decided whether or not to change that classification. We're just trying to find her wherever she's at.
So while it's discouraging, an amount of time of 70-plus days, no one has really given up on the search for Kylie. The longer she's missing, however, the more difficult it makes the case for investigators. They've gotten some tips and possible sightings, all of which were deemed unfounded based on the photos or video evidence that was shared with the Rich County Sheriff's Office. Sheriff Stacey says he wants people to reach out with their leads and that the department will do whatever they can to bring her home.
The concept of, the time that goes by here and the difficulties of investigating this with so much time that has passed, and really the fact that she could be anywhere at this point. I mean, you said a tip comes in from Alabama or Georgia and then Salt Lake City. I mean, that shows the gravity of where Kylie in theory could be.
Yeah, we're getting tips from all over, and we are following up on those, contacting law enforcement in those areas and doing whatever we can to. So far, all of the pictures we've gotten are not her. They are just young girls that look similar to her, but not her. But we followed up on every lead we've gotten.
You've been in law enforcement a little bit, right?
Yes.
Where does how do you approach a case like this? I mean, have you had something that has spanned this length of time with somebody that you believe to still be out there and be alive? I know you've had a lot of different sort of scenarios in Rich County over the years.
Yes, and we're a very small agency, but we still care about our citizens. And like I said, I know Kylie personally, and I've worked with her on other things and talked to her a lot at school. And I'd really like to find her. But at this point, we're relying on other people that may see her somewhere to let us know. And if we get a tip, and especially a picture, we will definitely follow up on that and do whatever we can to bring her home.
Sheriff, have you been able to track some of her online activity or anything like that, some of the profiles, and see if maybe she had conversations with certain people?
I do know that the deputy that was working this case did a lot of things with her online activity, and I am not privy to everything, but I know he did do that. There is some activity that he tracked that I know he was following up on. So I'm not sure exactly the details on that, and probably couldn't share them if I was, but
Understood.
we are looking into that.
Anything else you want the public to know? I mean, there's been so much time that's gone by here with somebody who's missing, probably considered, I guess, endangered, given the history and everything else. Is there anything else you
Yeah.
want people to know about what you're trying to do to bring her home and bring her home safe?
Well, just that we can use the help. If people see her or what they think is her, please let us know. We'll follow up on it. If it's not her, that's okay. We'll still follow up on it and just make sure. But if there's any chance that it is her, we definitely want people to let us know so that we can follow up on that and get her found and bring her home.
So you've been able to assign a new deputy to the case? Someone
Yes.
working the case now?
Yes, I have another deputy he's not new, but he's new to the case. But he's taking it over. He's getting all the information from the deputy that went to another agency, and he will continue to follow this case.
I know you've mentioned obviously your small department, and I think you got a little smaller.
Yep.
You alluded to that, but
We
you
did.
mentioned the FBI. Have you been able to enlist any other state agencies to help you that maybe have some more detectives or some staff or some resources that can lend a hand to you while you guys are juggling the county?
I've actually personally talked with a detective from the Wasatch Front area that offered his assistance, and I spoke with him and worked with him a little bit, and he's willing to do whatever he can, and his agency was supportive of that. So we've tried enlisting other help as well.
Something not mentioned in the conversation, but we also spoke about, they did reach out to the FBI. The FBI declined to get involved in this case at this point. Now, the sheriff told me they're doing everything they can, and really, you can help this case by keeping an eye out. Kylie wears a lot of dark clothing. It is known to color her hair. And according to the Rich County Sheriff's Office, Kylie is roughly 5'6", weighs about 115 pounds. Last time she was seen, had chin-length brown hair, black braces, and some tattoos. So if you see Kylie, take a photo or a video, note the location, and do this quickly, and call the Rich County Sheriff's Office, 435-793-2285, and reference the number of the case you see on your screen, 25R308. Time for meteorologist Sean Kelly here as we make our way towards the weekend. Once again, hot and dry, and there's the concern for wildfire.
But also cool overnight, the coolest temperatures we've seen so far for about 6 weeks. So kind of smells like
for some of us.
For some of us.
Yes, I remember seeing the forecast earlier where you had triple digits down south still.
Yeah, the cold front doesn't really make its way further down towards the south, unfortunately. But we've got fall-like temperatures, at least briefly here further up towards the north. But those fire conditions remain through Saturday for much of the area, especially down towards the south and east. But we do have the cooler weather at least going for us here. And even with those fire conditions tomorrow, they are lower even across the areas that are dealing with those fire warnings that are up. But boy, is it dry. We've barely seen any rain so far this summer here. 3/4 of an inch of rain. That's a pretty large deficit for this time of year, and it's the 8th driest on record. And unfortunately, we really have no rain in the forecast until maybe Thursday. We could see a stray shower. 83 degrees right now. It is cool and comfortable out there. Temperatures, remember, just a few days ago, we were into the triple digits. The fifth time that is, that we saw triple digit heat. As we head through the overnight, this is what I'm talking about. We're dipping down into the lower 60s, many areas waking up to 40s and 50s. So take advantage of it early tomorrow morning. Look at these lows. 59 degrees here in Salt Lake City, 61 on Sunday. So both mornings, get outside, walk the dog, take advantage of it, because those early morning lows do warm up quickly. And yes, that means those afternoon highs warm up quite a bit as well. We'll talk about more of that coming up.
Sean, thank you. Coming up on Arc Salt Lake, he's been missing for 21 years. How his family has turned the pain into purpose.
Was really concerned about where her boy is and what's happened to his body.
It's now been more than 20 years since 12-year-old Garrett Bardsley disappeared in the Uinta Mountains. In the months that followed, thousands of people searched for him. Back in August of 2004, Garrett was camping with the Boy Scouts when he left the lake, headed back to their campsite. Nobody has seen him since. This remains an unsolved case, and in just a few days, it'll be 21 years to the day since Garrett vanished. Tonight, 2 News' Leslie Duarte spoke to Garrett's father, who says they have turned that pain into purpose and helping others.
That's one thing I wished I would never have done with Garrett, was let him go back by himself. The wilderness in those areas is not a place that you should go by yourself.
Kevin Bardsley remembers the day his son, 12-year-old Garrett, went missing in the Uinta Mountains.
21 years and we haven't found anything.
On August 20th, 2004, Garrett and his father were fishing at Kubrant Lake in the Uinta Mountains with fellow Boy Scouts. Garrett's shoes and socks got wet and he walked back to the campsite to change. That was the last time he saw his son. The weeks ahead, hundreds searched the backcountry, but Garrett was gone.
What could have possibly happened to him?
They don't know. They really don't. I mean, he could have hid in a crevice or something, in a crack, or he could be way outside the box, outside of where we searched.
How have you and your family coped with this loss of your son?
We try to find ways to give back, especially to those that have sacrificed so much for us. That's why the Garrett Bardsley Foundation was formed.
In 2005, his father started the Garrett Bardsley Foundation.
We've built 3 schools in Ecuador with that foundation, and we also have a major search effort that helps in searching, especially for situations like this.
And to families with missing loved ones, Kevin says
they should keep praying and doing everything they can, and realize that the men and women that are up there and the dogs and others, that they're doing everything they can.
Kevin also said the foundation helps in finding missing people when authorities ask them to. Reporting in Utah County, Leslie Duarte, KUTV 2 News.
Let's get a more detailed look at the forecast here with meteorologist Sean Kelly on this fine Friday evening.
Yeah, and this is something to look forward to. Some of the coolest temperatures we've seen in nearly 6 weeks. 59 degrees for a low temperature. That's 10 degrees below normal. So we'll take that, and we're already off to a pretty pleasant evening. Get outside and enjoy it. We're into the low 80s. We start off a bit cloudy early this morning, and now you can see it's a full-on sunny sky. By the way, sunset time this evening, 8:34, as those days continue to get shorter and shorter. We've lost about 62 minutes of daylight here since June 21st. You can see just how much cooler it is up towards the north, 9 to 10 degrees cooler from 24 hours ago. We're at 88 in Delta, 90 in Cedar City. Meanwhile, it's still plenty hot down towards the south, 101 in Moab, 104 in St. George. And again, those drought conditions continue to worsen. That's what's the main contributor to those wildfire conditions, this and the wind. You can see those extreme conditions further up towards the north and east, and much of the state under that severe drought. So we've got those wildfire conditions, especially down towards the south and east. Look at tomorrow. How about that? That's an improvement here. So this will be nice to see. Still got to be extra cautious, extra vigilant here. We don't want to start any fires. They'll still be able to spread pretty rapidly, but not quite as intense as what we've been dealing with. Here's our cold front kind of stalled down towards the south, winds of the north and west, and by the way, they're dying down here across the Wasatch Front. We'd love to see that. Still a bit blustery across areas of the Uintas, down through Duchesne, up northward into Evanston, nearing 40 miles per hour in the Rock Springs area, and still quite gusty further down towards the south. As we get into the day tomorrow, this is what we also like to see. Generally across the state, the winds, not much of an issue here. At times, 15 to 20 miles per hour, especially further up towards the north. Could get close to 30 miles per hour across that I-70 corridor once again. But that front moved in, didn't bring us any rain, just dry and cooler conditions here. The rain further up towards the north and east. We've seen plenty of clear conditions out there. That will try and work its way into the day tomorrow, though. I think it'll be a little bit cloudy as we kick off the day tomorrow morning. So we're into the 50s and 40s for lows. How about 43 for Heber, 49 in Park City, 58 for a low in Price, and those high temperatures tomorrow into the 80s. We do have to watch out for some wildfire smoke. Unfortunately, it's just going to be hot and smoky down in the St. George area, so be mindful of that. If you're heading up to the mountains, it's going to be absolutely beautiful and cool and comfortable. But across the valley floors here in the Wasatch Front, we're into the 80s, so looking really good. We've got a nice stretch here of persistent cool days ahead for at least a few. You can see, Brian, St. George, 105 to 107 each and every day, breezy conditions. And then across the Wasatch Front, those early morning lows, 50s and 60s, but then we start to heat things up Monday into Tuesday. Chase and I were talking about Thursday. The majority of us won't see that storm. It's going to be mainly up into the mountains, but something we'll watch out for there on Thursday.
I don't know if it was you guys, but I've heard people talking about the word fall,
Yeah.
in today's temperature. I don't think we're there. I think we get the 80s. The 80s are not the fall in Utah that I know. Maybe you guys are jumping the gun here.
I mean,
a
up in
little
the
bit.
mountains?
You're trying to change the seasons on us.
Well,
too
I'm trying
quick.
to look forward to football. We've got our
I
Giants
agree.
tomorrow.
I
So
like that.
I think things are definitely changing.
Okay. So you're saying, I mean, the
days are getting
mountains are
shorter.
definitely the reprieve. If you want to get away from
Yeah,
all of it, it's always
absolutely. Especially
the
early
mountains.
next week when you want to beat the heat here. I mean, that's pretty hot, getting close to 100 degrees by Wednesday.
I know, it is almost football season.
I know.
Looking forward to that. All right. Thank you, Sean. Coming up on Ark Salt Lake, dust off your cowboy boots and saddle up. It's time for the Cache County Rodeo. In Logan, the Cache County Fair and Rodeo in full swing. Those guys are plump, and those guys are cute. You still have a chance to enjoy. Visitors can enjoy rides, food, games, and exhibits the rest of today and tomorrow.
Yeah, if you want to go today, you still can. The carnival runs until 11 p.m. tonight. This is the 146th year for the fair. More than 40,000 people are expected to attend.
I feel like Henry could win in that
I think
lineup
so.
there.
He might be a little bit quicker, though.
I think he's quicker than the pigs. I was thinking the other animals we were showing there, could he hold up nice and place there and
so.
model like you got to get him into like best in show
Could
stuff.
maybe ride on Henry's back, but
Yeah,
he can also ride on my back too.
That's right. That's right. Who would enjoy it more? That's the question. The Utah Film Commission just approved 6 new productions to film right here in Utah. The list includes Gabriella, a new family film, plus a comedy called Halloween Pizza Party and thriller Sleigh Day.
Yes, season 5 of the popular Discovery Channel series Mystery at Blind Frog Ranch also has a green light, along with this season 2 of Navajo Highways. The Utah Film Commission says this will pump more than $7 million into our economy and create more than 400 jobs, and hopefully we could be an extra.
Yeah, I would think you would make a great extra in some of those movies.
so.
What do you think? Sleigh Day, is that the one you want to be in?
Sounds
Or the pizza party?
Sounds scary.
Okay. Hollywood looking for the next Air Bud. See, here's Henry's calling. But they're trying to find a golden retriever, so it doesn't work to play the title role in the upcoming film. Dog owners who think their best friend can fill the role should sign up at returns.airbud.com.
Yeah, Air Bud Returns is scheduled to come out next year. The first Air Bud movie came out in 1997.
That's how old we are. Yeah. I remember it like yesterday.
So
have a great weekend. Be safe. We'll see you on Monday.